go replace the processor. We had a dump tank.
My goodness.
Wow, look at that. Something's not working
It's
with the
upsetting.
processor.
That is so cool.
It's definitely much clearer.
Oh my gosh.
See,
look
that's
at
what,
that.
see the block here?
Yeah.
So there's a program. Oopsie. Yeah. One more. There we go. There's a program where you go basically put asterisks here and here and here, and it will give you like digital cushion thickness and all that stuff. This is really good. She's got a nice thick digital cushion there, and that's what we want. Okay?
Nice.
She has got some coffin joint arthritis. See that kind of rough stuff there? And there's a narrowing there. She's also got a little bit too much toe, so we could take some of that toe off still. And I almost think we could bring her heel up a little more, because what I'd like to see, looks like she's had some little bit of motion here. She's got a little gas bubble there, and a little bit of movement of that coffin joint. When really we want this kind of coming down just a little bit. So we it's like there's almost too much toe pressure and not enough heel pressure.
Yeah, I thought that, well, to me they looked on too, but then the barefoot feet looked different, so
Right.
I didn't know if that was just me. Molly, no, you're staying there and go down.
Now you can really see that
You really
arthritis.
see the narrow.
Yeah.
Oh, look
See how
at
narrow that
that.
is? She got bone on
Yeah.
bone right there.
Ooh.
That's probably what's causing a good majority of the pain.
How much
That
flex
we
does
can
that
inject.
get?
We can help it. Can't make it go away, but we can help it. And then that, see, so that bone is all remodeling there.
Yep.
This should look like this. You should have this nice, smooth margin of your cortex. Instead, this has all been remodeling.
And what cause? I mean, it almost reminds me of like an elbow dysplasia. What causes that? Is that just she has no cartilage in there?
It's usually chronic overuse. So either she had an injury there where she slammed it and she could have smashed this. You know, like dogs that jump from high heights and they'll crush their carcass, and then they'll get all kinds of junk in there. Horses do it too. So she may have smashed that. It could have been secondary to Lyme disease. It could also be, chronic improper shoeing. I mean, we don't know how she was shot before we got her, and
She was very heavily ridden and shown.
right. I mean, that's
As a young
also
horse.
your low heel, long toe
Yeah.
coming back to haunt you right there. And it's too bad that she's only 9 or 10 and she's got this going on. So we could inject that. That also would probably respond to Adequan. Is she going somewhere? Or is she just moving? Okay. You have to tie it up. That may also respond to Adequan. I'm sorry, I guess. Adequan and or glucosamine. So there's two kinds of glucosamine. There's Adequan, which everybody knows about. It's expensive. It's like $300 a box for 7. Or there's what's called acetyl D-glucosamine, and it's a generic glucosamine. It's not generic Adequan. It's not the same. It's a similar molecule that's common, and you give that once a week in the muscle, just like you do with Adequan, and it's a whole lot cheaper. It's like $110 for 20 doses versus $300 for 7 doses. And I find that most horses and horses just. So I would suggest that for her, and we'll take the other foot. But I think that's what's going on. Now, if we look at her navicular here, I'm going to back that off. She has some mild change there. See how she's got a roughness there?
Yeah.
This should be smooth, like this is smooth.
Ooh.
So that means that her coffin joint has basically been crammed back up
Oh.
into her navicular and her P2, her second, they call it short pastern bone, or your second phalanx. And she got a little bit of rubbing there too.
Is this her navicular bone?
Yes,
one?
this
Okay.
guy. You should have smooth edges, and it should be fat, and it is. It's nice and fat, so it's fairly healthy, but it's getting a bad rub right there.
Okay.
Okay, so that's kind of part of the coffin joint. So if we injected this, we might get a little bit of help there. But I also think your glucosamine should help you there as well.
Okay.
And you know, I don't know what Roy wants to spend, but the other thing you could think about doing for this is PRP or stem cell. Have you heard much about those? Basically, platelet-rich plasma. You draw blood from her, you put it in a special tube, you spin it down, and it extracts good things out of your plasma that are anti-inflammatory and healing. And then you shoot it back into there, and it takes that inflammation away when it works. It hasn't been working very well, but when it works.
That's different from the stem cell then.
Yes. Stem cell would be if we wanted to regrow a ligament or something like that. Usually these things like this we use PRP. It's a little bit cheaper. Stem cells, you basically harvest fat from her rear, send it to a lab. They grow the her own stem cells, and they give them back to you. And that's where you would inject into, like, let's say she had a bursa that was completely gone. Then you'd inject that into the bursa and hope that they would grow into bursa.